Hello. I want you to clap.
I'm going to clap. I'm going to do it in 5. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to do it in 5. Oh, wait a second. No.
Okay.
Hang about.
No, come on.
Okay.
You can do it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, I did it. I feel very brave.
That was exceptional. I think of the 170, 77 claps you've done previously, that was definitely in the top 3. This is a podcast in which two friends talk about the pleasures, absurdities, and imperfections of being human. I'm Simon Ellis.
And I'm Lee Miller. Welcome to Midlifing.
I'm a little bit wonky right now. It might be that it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday and I might have just woken up, meaning I had to come home and then have a little nap. I made 42 loaves of bread. You know that feeling when you've spent days preparing a meal and then...
People eat it and you're like, you bastards.
That was it. Yeah, it sold really quickly. It was hilarious, actually, because I was kind of inundated and then it was all gone.
Bread will do that.
Yeah, and you know what?
No, what?
I think I grossed like 160 pounds. Gross. Did you hear that? Gross.
I did.
Yeah.
I understand.
And there is something gross about that.
Yeah, but you're not in it for the money, thankfully.
No, I am a long way. I'm a long way from giving up my day job. I mean, I can't even see it in the distance, really.
But that's okay because you've got a nice day job.
I do have a nice day job. You know what? The thing about it occurred to me. I mean, because I made 42 loaves of bread, which is
that is a lot of bread.
It's a lot of bread when you've got a little oven. Yeah, it's 4 hours of baking this morning at 4 a.m. But what's curious about it is that I am pretty dog tired. It's going to be a little bit hard for me to follow a thought, but it occurred to me because I quite enjoy. This is something I like, and that is sort of dealing with processes and making processes kind of work. Like probably know this about me, or if you didn't know about me, you would have just guessed anyway. There's something really pleasurable about going, okay, how efficient can I make that? I can do that a little bit quicker, and I do that, And
did I know that about Simon
maybe,
Kennedy Ellis?
Maybe
it might have occurred to me.
And I do, and there's something I don't know what I do not know what that is that brings me a certain amount of pleasure, but it does. Like okay, I could just shave off a little bit of time there. I'm going to just chop that board a little bit shorter so that's easy to get them. All that stuff, right? That it's like it feels like it nourishes my imagination, but once I've kind of got a sense, okay, this is the process. I get bored very, very quickly.
Right.
And so the only thing that I really like about making bread, or the thing I really like about making bread, well, there's two things. One is just about using my hands, and the other is just experimenting and trying and testing and trying. It's totally about change as opposed to the same thing over and over again.
Which makes me feel that perhaps being a baker is not really a future career for you.
I think I would like to say that I'm already a baker, and that if I can find a way to continue learning and experimenting and have people buy my experiments, then that is great. But they don't have to buy 42 of them. They don't have to buy 142 or 1,042 of them. Just two. Just two is great.
Okay, well, you got through 42 today. I'm very proud of you. Well done. That is a lot of gluten.
I know, and not one person looked at the thing of the sheet on the table that I had, which said allergens. Not a single person. They were more interested in me cutting the bread and giving them little tastes.
I mean, who can blame them?
I know. What, you don't want to read about allergens? Come on.
Well, I suspect that people who need to read about allergens are probably going to be staying clear of bread.
I also like how I love it. I mean, it's such a pleasure to talk to people about that stuff. It really is. It's a total joy. And
bread or allergens, just to be clear.
Bread, not allergens.
Okay, just checking.
But I do. Oh, I lost the train of thought. There is something kind of curious about the things people ask, like, is the sourdough? And of course, it's not like I have a big sign saying sourdough bread. So it's a very curious thing that I need to be a little bit more transparent about that. Even though every label says sourdough bread, but not big ones.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it's one of those things where people have now encountered enough not sourdough with a sourdough label.
Yeah, like faux sourdough,
probably,
yeah.
Sour faux.
Oh, thank God one of us is switched on. You are carrying this one today.
I mean, I've got to tell you, I don't know how I'm carrying anything because I have had a chunky motherfucker of a week.
You know what? Every time we talk now, it sounds like is the volume being turned up every week?
Yeah. Yeah, exponentially. There is a point at which I am going to implode.
I mean, exponential, it doesn't take long.
No, I know. It's yeah, it's
I can hear Corbetron. I can hear Corbetron right now going, "Yep, next week it'll be it."
I mean, I'm hoping. I hope I've got more in the tank than just to next week.
Are you going to burn out? Serious question.
It's a good question.
Is this sustainable?
No, it's not. However, things are in place to make it sustainable. There's the buyout that I've got through various bits of funding actually hasn't kicked in because I've not been bought out. So that's why I'm busy, because there's funds to relieve me from some of my... Yeah, and that person just hasn't arrived yet. It's imminent. And so it isn't... It is something that is absolutely short term. And so when I say it's kind of... Yeah, gotcha. It's getting chunkier each week. It's because the projects that I'm overseeing are sort of spinning up. They're now taking on their own momentum. And there's two parallel funded projects. Well, actually 3 parallel funded projects, but one pretty much takes care of itself now. But 2 other ones are really kicking off. But we've appointed somebody to be the program coordinator for one of the projects. She starts on Monday morning, so that's great.
Okay, so that's not me.
That's not you. And then somebody will soon need to think about sort of filling a bit of the stuff that is a bit more me-shaped, and that's happening.
So that's all a professorial role, isn't it?
Are you angling?
I'm spruiking on. Say it again. I'm angling.
Are you angling for
yes,
to come and be?
Frankly,
point 3 of me.
I think this is direct onning. It's more than angling. It's full frontaling. No, that's not right.
That's something else.
That's a different job.
I think that. So when I know I've said that it's been chunky and it's been chunky and it's been chunky and it's been getting chunkier, and I think it's just that it's one of those, the rhythms of stuff which are not connected to undergraduate teaching in a university are different in my body, in that I kind of know when I'm, when you're working with undergraduates, you know when you're going to be busy.
Yeah, the rhythm's familiar to you. Yeah, and
exactly.
Towards the end of autumn, it's hell, and yeah, sure.
This is a job that doesn't have those rhythms, and so what can happen is it can be like a lot of it is based on who's coming to visit. So we've got like 4 VIP visits in the next month. We've got just sort of things that you've got to plan and put in place for, and that's not stuff that was in my calendar sort of even 6 weeks ago. Yeah, so yeah,
it's additive.
Yeah, exactly. And because I haven't sort of divested myself of some other bits and pieces, I'm doing those as well. So I sound like I'm having a moan. I'm really, really not. I'm having a lovely, lovely time. Still having a lovely time. Everybody's brilliant. And I said out loud to a colleague on Wednesday, I am surrounded by kindness. I've been interviewing PhD students all last week and all of this week. And there was a point at which I came out of a PhD interview straight into a meeting about something else, and then into another meeting, and then I got to my desk and there was a packet of crisps and a sandwich waiting for me because one of my colleagues said,
were they good crisps, cheap ones?
They were lovely crisps.
They were Walkers though.
No,
they were proper ones.
Oh no, they were kettle chips. They were. Oh no, were they kettle chips? No, they were good ones. It was a nice sandwich as well. I was just being.
Yeah, I could totally work there.
attempt.
I could happily work there.
I work with some bloody lovely people. Yeah. So
I mean,
when
not
you
saying
hear me
that
say
I
it's
don't.
chunky-
Just to be clear, anyone. Who's
Oh
listening,
no, I know. Yeah.
Because,
Yeah, no.
But
I totally
feel
totally-
free. Sandwiches and crisps. Anyone who's listening that I work with.
Yeah.
Corbetron, send them over. Mofo.
If you ever see Simon Kennedy Ellis at work flagging, just give him a bit of gluten. Doesn't have to be 42 loaves. It could be just like 2 pieces of bread. Whack some nice cheese in the middle of it. He likes cheese.
Good bread.
Oh, he's not allowed cheese anymore because of his LDLs. Oh, shit. Give him some smoked salmon and just a waft of that sheese, that pretend cream cheese, which I presume the sh bit is for shit.
I've liked you up until about now.
I was at the Times Higher Education Digital Universities UK conference where I had been asked to give a paper on innovations in digital arts practice on Thursday. And that's where I encountered the first time sheese. I had to say, I'm sorry, what sheese? And they said, oh, it's vegan cream cheese. I was like,
It's called
Okay.
sheese.
but why don't you just call it vegan cream cheese? Because calling it sheese just is like, what? What's that? What's that?
Wait, is it spelled
I mean-
SHEEZ?
No, it was SHEESE, sheese, like cheese, but with a S rather than a.
And what does the S stand for?
No idea, because the person who was getting irritated with me because there was a line of people and I'm asking for the semantics to be explained was just like, I don't know, it's just called that. Do you want one or not? It's like, oh, okay.
And
I might go next door and get some warm food.
What was it like?
I mean, there was massive chunks of sun-dried tomato and rockets.
No,
so, I mean,
the
it was
sheese.
really
Oh,
just
in the sheese
Yeah,
there
no.
was.
I'm just saying, it's like effectively, it's just a carrying agent, isn't it? It's like it's
Right.
just glue.
Right.
You know, sometimes when you if you were to taste it by itself, you'd have a clearer sense of it. But it was just glue to hold the slidey bits of food on the bread. The bread was.
Well,
a little
you're
bit
really selling
rubbish.
sheese to me.
Yeah, but I mean, some people might feel the same way about Philadelphia. I love Philadelphia. I've got no
Do
problem
you
with
think
it.
50
at all.
years in the future people say when they're taking a photo of it, everyone say sheese? Do you think veganism will take off to that point?
I mean, it might do, but it would still work because it will make you do a smile. It'd be no good saying everybody say tofu because it'd be like everybody's just doing a weird sort of like moo at the camera.
Everyone say fake chicken. No.
Chicken, no, fake chicken will work as long as you get it in the right place. Everyone say tofurkey. That would work because you would end in an E. You've got to end in an E shape. I'm trying really hard to fill because I know you're tired. I'm so sorry.
Everyone say tofurkey. Thank you for that. You have made my afternoon. It's complete. I think we should stop there. Tofurkey.
Yeah, tofurkey.
It also sounds like a time as well, a time of day. Oh, what time is it? Oh, tofurkey.
That's tofurkey.
It's just a little bit after tofurkey.
Oh God, I thought it was much closer to.
No, and you've got a meeting. You've definitely got a meeting now, Lee.
I've got a meeting at
It's
tofurkey.
tofurkey. Let's meet on Zoom. Anyway.
Do you still, when people put something in your calendar at 2:30, go say to your colleagues, "Oh, somebody's put something in my diary at dentist time."
What?
2:30. It cracks
I've
me
never
up.
heard that.
If I have a meeting at 2:30, I will often say it to myself because I think my colleagues are bored of me saying it. Like, ooh, dentist time. I love it. I love having a 2:30.
2:30.
2:30. Sadly, most of my meetings, my committees often start at 2:00 in the afternoon, which is very disappointing because if they just pushed it back by half an hour.
You could start
could
with that
have
joke as
all
well,
of
and you
them.
could make that joke
Uh-huh.
every time.
Every
and people would laugh more and more as you told the
single
joke more and more. The joke would become funnier, wouldn't it? With retelling.
I think the first time people go, haha. The second time people go, yeah, you've done that joke. The third time people go, ugh. The fourth time it would get like a, ha ha ha. The fifth time people would then just like laugh and we'd lose the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And that would be thereafter.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. I think you've just talked about that's the life cycle of bad jokes, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Keep telling them, just push on through.
Yep. I was watching.
Don't get some cold reaction from an audience. Don't let that bother you.
Well, here's the thing. You know, I said I was at a conference
I did.
on Thursday. Part of my paper was making everybody watch 2 minutes and 40 seconds of Grover from Sesame Street. Explain near and far.
And so Grover was explaining near and far?
Have you... Okay, 1974, Frank Oz performing Grover. You must know near, far from Sesame Street.
I probably do. Is it a song?
No. It's just like Grover goes, "Hello, everybody. It's your old friend Grover." And then he explains near. "This is near." And he goes, "This is far. This is near." You understand?
It'll be in the show
You don't
notes.
understand.
It'll be in the show notes.
This is far. This. So he keeps doing that.
And you
but
showed
he
this
does
to
it
this highfalutin
to a group.
digital...
Yeah. Absolutely. And what was lovely
You
is...
are all class. Was
I
that,
know.
was that at 2:30?
I wish it had been. What was lovely is the first kind of sort of maybe 15 seconds of it, people go, "Ha ha ha," yeah, sort of with recognition. And then it gets really uncomfortable for about another minute and a half.
Because he's just going on and on. This is near,
Because
this is
he
far, this is near.
completely ignores the rule of three. Things are funny because you do it 3 times, yeah? That we know that in comedy, the rule of 3.
Oh,
He
that's
extends
sorry, that's
way-
news to me. I thought we just talked about the rule of 5, which is to push on through.
No, the rule of 3 is it's kind of it's
Oh, I know what you
this,
mean. It's
and
like
that.
it's like a guide. It's a rule of thumb, like a rule of thumb.
Yeah.
But
And when you write a sentence, you don't go this and this. You always go this, this, and this. And you wouldn't go this, 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 and this because it doesn't balance. Yeah, it's the same in comedy. You do it's 3 times is where you get the sweet spot. So, what is weird about Grover in Sesame Street is he doesn't do the rule of 3. He does like the rule of like 20. But you're Googling something now, aren't you? I can hear you typing.
you can hear me typing.
I can hear you typing like.
I just thought I'd try and help.
Okay, but it's fine. It's fine. It's just very off-putting when I'm trying to talk because I can hear you not listening.
I didn't have my phone on silent, which is a weird thing because normally it would always be.
But then I can hear you anyway because you breathe differently when you're duck going.
I was holding my breath to try and be quiet.
Which is what really, really off-putting. It sounds like you're holding in a
I've got
fart.
to stop this thing. Exactly. That you know what I'm. It's so intrusive.
I'm sorry.
It's like you've got cameras set up.
Yeah, on your bird table outside the window looking in.
Where? Okay.
What?
Okay. So he keeps going, and you're keeping on going, and they're getting more uncomfortable.
And then
because this is designed for 3-year-olds, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. But you get to about the 1 minute 30 seconds, maybe closer to 2 minutes, and then some people you can just see have already decided I should have the label professor taken off me, and I should be flogged in the public square because there's just no way that I have the intellectual capability to be able to stand up to.
Which is not a bad idea for academia in general, isn't it? Public floggings.
I mean, I'm going to say probably
A little
for
bit.
talking about Grover in a presentation about digital art is a bit over egging the pudding.
Okay, great. So
Just,
But still,
I mean, if you were talking about
still-
dance practice, yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
But we
beat
all know
the
how
shit
impoverished
out of
dances.
them.
We understand that. But so
Stop it.
so you know that they're. Sorry, some people they've got this look on. What the hell is this guy doing?
Yeah, because you can read a room, can't you? It's not. It's dead easy when you look out at a room full of people and you can see them looking at you like.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is all.
And they start getting
Emperor's
anxious
New
for you
Clothes.
as well, probably.
Some people do, and then what is lovely around about maybe the 2 minute mark, you can just see some people's little eyes crinkle up and they start to go, and they find the toddler. They kind of go, "This is just silly. This is silly, and I can enjoy the silliness." And then, I do something very erudite and clever thereafter. I go into a thick description utilising Clifford Geertz's understanding of the term to unpick what blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I actually do genuinely do that. But it's like the 5 weeks
Clifford.
of Clifford the big red dog. It's like the same thing that would work with tooth-hurty in a committee. I've got verbal diarrhea because I'm really worried about you being tired.
I'm fine. I'm
Okay.
I'm enjoying the ride here. I'm just having. If I laughed out loud about Clifford the big red dog right then, the connection between that and Clifford Geertz. Clifford Geertz, for all those who don't know, is a very famous, or probably was. I imagine he's dead. I don't know.
I'd imagine so. He was right in the 60s. Something.
Anthropologist.
Anthropologist, yeah.
Yeah. Just look him up.
Yeah.
He's
Talk
not
about
going to be in the show notes.
No, but just he talks about the difference between a twitch and a wink, which I love.
Yeah.
I love the difference between a twitch and a wink.
Mm-hmm.
I like them both. I love a twitch. I love a wink. That is not what I thought I was going to be talking about.
So you've
today.
got content.
I
We're
had
25 minutes
week.
into this conversation. I've got.
I'm gonna
Go on.
I'm going to park my content because my content is it's a record scratch to talk about the annihilation of the planet because of plastic waste, and I just kind of go, I don't really know how to pivot from Clifford Geertz,
the big red dog,
Clifford the big red dog, and Grover from Sesame Street.
Clifford the big red dog anthropologist. Oh well, we're kind of fucked then, aren't we? Wait on, let me have a look. Let me have a look at my.
I bet you've got like a little bit.
Yeah, let me just see if I've got.
Also, if I don't edit any of this and I just put the whole thing out exactly as it is, we're done.
I think also people then get a sense of just how things
How
really
shit
are.
I am.
No,
They'll be like, I honestly thought that Lee was the erudite one. Turns out he doesn't understand what he's talking about. He can't remember words. He acts out Grover on an audio podcast, which makes no sense because it's a visual cue.
but that's great. So I've got a little thing for us. Do you know who Kevin Kelley is?
He's not Kevin Bacon. He's not Kevin Spacey. So no, I don't.
Okay, so
I
those
don't
are the
know
other
Kevin's.
two Kevins. That's
Kevin McAllister from Home Alone. Kevin, what's the one with the curly hair who played football? Keegan. Kevin Keegan.
Oh
No,
yes,
no.
nice. Look at you.
I am. That's probably how current my footballing references are.
Yeah,
Kevin
it's
Keegan.
true. It's true.
I think I might have had a sticker album with like people like Kevin Keegan in, and I was so.
Was Kenny Dalglish in it?
Well, here's the thing. It was one of those Panini sticker albums.
Panini.
Yeah, Panini. The not to be confused with the
Sandwich.
bread.
But is it
Yeah,
spelled the
yeah.
same, or is it?
I
Got
think
start
it
with an
is.
I. I mean,
Why would
PPI.
Panini-
Sorry, PR. I mean,
Say
sorry.
Panini would start with a
It's called
P.
Inini.
Is it called Ipanema? No, that's a beach. It's in Brazil. So, I had a Panini footballers sticker book, and the only person I recognised when I was little was Kevin Keegan, and
Great
everybody
Kevin
else
Keegan.
is just like, there's just men with moustaches grinning at me, and I don't care.
They did sport a lot of moustaches, didn't they?
Oh, God, they did.
Yeah.
The delight when 1978 in the UK swung around and I started to get sticker books that had Princess Leia in. You can imagine how much happier I was. It's like, well, she makes sense. She's got lovely hair, a nice white dress, and she's all about Alderaan being blown up. Poor bugger.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Kevin Kelley.
Poor Alderaan, I still can't get over. Oh, so Kevin Kelley is probably best known for running a design laboratory called IDEO, IDEO.
Nope.
It stands for something, but I don't know what it is. And, you know, IDEO's kind of legendary as a design organization. But Kevin Kelley is someone who, you know, he kind of writes about things. He has the quite sort of pithy... Oh, go on.
So when you say design, I just want to check. You're talking about like hard design, like tech design?
Objects. No, objects.
Objects,
Anything.
okay.
Anything. Yeah, basically
Okay.
trying to find design solutions to design problems.
Right.
So you know,
Okay.
they're big on prototyping. Obviously, most of the people are in
right.
design
So, like-
and idea
like
generation and
Gotcha. Like Dieter What's-His-Face, who works
Correct.
with Braun a lot.
Correct.
Okay, cool. Not like John Galliano.
I don't know John Galliano. I think isn't that a drink that you drink at?
Joe Galliano is a dress designer or fashion designer. That's where my mind went when you said designer. I was like, ooh, are we going to be talking about fabric? How swishy.
Just as a little aside, because we haven't had any of those today, do you wear aprons when you cook?
I have an apron, which I will try to remember to put on, but more often than not, I get halfway through a process and think, oh shit, I've got my nice trousers on, and so you'll find me in the kitchen in a t-shirt and pants.
So he writes these, but he's got a really quite a. I think on the occasion of his, maybe it was his 70th birthday or 75th birthday. So he's getting on a little bit. He wrote this, a kind of collection of things he'd learned over the course of however many years. And there's one, he says, and it's small, and where I'm about to tell you what it is. It says this: don't bother fighting the old, just build the new. Don't bother fighting the old. Just build the new.
Just build the new. What a lovely thing to say.
Is it?
I do like it because the suggestion seems to be that rather than try to iterate that which is broken, just innovate, and the innovation, if it works, will take over and replace it. Yeah. The slight interruption I have in that thing.
Yeah, I love the sound of that slight interruption.
Is that might work in terms of design thinking around objects or maybe even processes. I just don't think it works in social systems.
Oh, you mean between people?
Yeah, I don't think, because you have to have cultural and social buy-in, don't you, for people to adopt something. So that'd be quite tricky to just decide, you know what, this isn't working, as in, I don't know, first past the post voting systems. Let's build new, because there'll be people who will be, I don't know why they would have a self-interested sense of not wanting to go to even proportional representation. I don't know why I'm even thinking about that.
That's great. It's like if you talk about proportional representation as basically like any argument online which follows that. Wasn't it Godwin's rule, which ends up talking about a fight about Nazis? That's you, if you understand what I mean. Because you like talking about proportional representation. It comes up a lot.
It's because I just feel like, it's
mad,
us and Belarus. It's us and Bella fucking Roos. It's just a bit potty.